podcaster. Come join us, we'll show you how to be a podcaster. Stories to tell, ideas to master. Your voice will be heard and you'll grow even faster.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining another wonderful episode of Spotlight, Spodlight. Spotlight.com is where you can find us. Whisperboy.com is where you can find us, and Zarapod, Zarapod.com. So, my name is Cyrus. I'm the proud CEO of Whisperboy.com and the CEO of Zarapod.com is with us tonight. We're going to listen to Zara for a few moments before we start. Zara, take it away.
I was looking for my glasses. Hi guys, so I'm Zara Camp, the founder of Real Talk Reclaimed and also the founder of Zara Pod. Now, I am the collaborative director to Whisperboy, to Cyrus, and to Spotlight. So I create content. I am here with you today in this lovely evening. I wanted to give a shout out to Keith Keller for today's episode. So guys, go listen to him on SoundCloud and go listen to him on Spotify. Also, if you want to understand how to do audio, come and find myself and Cyrus or connect with him. Is there anything else, Mr. Cyrus, that I need to say other than hi guys?
Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Everybody who's watching us on YouTube, LinkedIn and Facebook and other platforms that we are on, thank you so much. A few moments ago, Zara explained about the fantastic episode that she had this earlier today, this afternoon, with Keith Keller, our friend, one of our friends from Australia. He's a podcasting host and a genius in the field of audio editing and everything else in between. Mm-hmm. So definitely go to. Is it on Spotify yet?
Is it on Spotify?
Yeah.
Yes, it's on Spotify. Yes. It was this
episode.
Morning. Yes, I put it up this morning.
Yeah. How can people find you on Spotify?
On Spotify, Google Real Talk Reclaimed on Spotify, or go to Google, type in who is Zara Camp, and you'll see that it exists in the third column. Also, guys, follow me on TikTok on Real Talk Reclaimed. Follow me on Instagram on Real Talk Reclaimed. I would recommend you connect with me on LinkedIn and make sure that when you do, tell me what you need. If you want it in audio, if you want it in visual, then let me know also. So, yes. Find me on Apple, on Amazon, on Podchaser, on Podcastle, on so many different platforms.
Thank you so much. So now, without any further ado, we're going to dive right into it and talk about 10 things a CEO must consider before hiring a podcast management team. So a podcast management team runs the show for you, without you having to worry about anything when it comes to podcasting. So if you are the CEO of a company, as we already discussed yesterday, we talked about it, you're extremely busy, you don't have enough time to eat or sleep, we can't expect you to run a podcasting show, right? We can't expect you to run a podcast on top of everything else that you're already doing, okay? So one of the signs of a successful CEO or director is their ability to delegate. So you should be able to find a team who can do the podcasting job for you. Why is it? Why is it that it's important? Why is it so important that podcasting makes your business more successful? It's simply because text doesn't do it anymore. Okay, text is important, but you need things above the level of just texting, right? Like just writing things on blogs, right? So, or writing things on your website. I see a lot of websites that are just a beautiful graveyard of data. Okay, so it's just data, it's just soulless, and it doesn't drive any sales to the company. Okay, the whole purpose of having a podcast or having a website or being present online is to inject fresh blood into your business on a daily basis, right? You need sales every day. If it's a service, if it's a product, you need to sell it. You need more customers, not just any customers, loyal customers, people who would recommend you. How do you get them to recommend you? Be loyal to them, right? Solve their problem, and then they will solve your problem, which is your problem is you feel like you're invisible, or you feel like your competitors are better than you, or they're performing better than you, even though in reality your quality is better, your product is better, your service is better, it's more genuine, it's more honest. So a podcast gives you the ability to be seen and heard more. And the more you're seen, the more eyeballs on your business. This is your area of expertise, Zara. The more eyeballs on your business, the more leads you're gonna get, and the more leads you're gonna get, the more successful sales you're gonna get, because you're gonna convert those leads, right? So now CEOs come to us and say, I don't know what I want, but I know we need a podcast. So it's a really good thing that you've come to that level of maturity for your business, right? That you've realized you need a podcast. It's good. But please don't do this with your eyes closed. So whatever company you're going to be hiring, whatever podcast management team you're going to be hiring, make sure you do 10 things before you get things started, before you start with them. The first thing you need to do is, number one, clarity of business goals. For those of you who just joined us, we're talking about 10 things a CEO must consider before hiring a podcast management team, right? So number one, clarity of business goals. You need to ask that podcast management team, is the podcast for sales, authority, or awareness? What type are you going to give me? Oh, you can tell them what type you want. So there's three major types of podcasts. Okay, so is it for selling more? Is it for create some sort of authority and make you look the main one in the market? Or you just want to create awareness? Not all people online are businesses. Some of them are charities. Some of them are just consultants. They are creating a free service to the public. But regardless of that, you need a podcast to have a better presence, okay, to have a bolder presence. So is the podcast for sales? Is it for authority? Or is it for awareness? Right? Are you going to sell more to people? Are you going to be the main one in the market? Or are you going to be creating more awareness, like saying, guys, we are here and we can do this and we are doing this, right? Pay attention to us, watch our videos, subscribe and share us. So, subscribe to us and share us. So a clear reason or clear why avoids wasted spend and keeps focus. So the clearer you are, the clearer, the better that podcasting team can serve you, right? So you need to know, why is it you are in the market? Are you there just to make money? People won't be interested. Why should people be interested in you making money? Why? Right? You're there to solve people's problems. That's when people become interested in you, right? People don't come to you to see how fantastic your car is. They don't care. Or how fantastic your house is, or how many employees you have, or how many years you've been in the market, or how many books you've published. No one cares until you connect all of those good things to problem solving for people, for your potential customers, for your prospects, right? So CEOs should insist on KPIs like downloads or leads. So when you're hiring a podcast management team, you should be able to have a clear conversation about your expectations from your podcasting management team. You should let them know, I want people to come to me, but I want them to be coming to me. I want them to come to me with inquiries, with questions, right? So what's the point of people just coming to my website? I don't want that. I want them to come to me and say, how can I buy your services? How can your service help me? We need inquiries. It is the inquiries that later on turn into leads. And those leads turn into qualified sales, right? Qualified leads and then sales. So these are the conversations you need to have with your podcast management team. You need to be clear. You need to give them clear instructions. And if you're clear with them, they will create clearer and better services for you. Number 2, target audience alignment. So your target audience, by the way, your target audience is hanging out somewhere. Are they on Facebook? You should always be asking yourself, are they on Facebook? Are they on LinkedIn? If it's a business, they're more than likely on LinkedIn, right? If it's like normal people, ordinary day-to-day people, they are on Facebook more than likely, right? And are they students? Look for them on YouTube, okay? And so are you looking for gamers? Where should you find them? YouTube. Are they CEOs of companies? Where should you look? Where should you be looking for them? On LinkedIn. You don't have a LinkedIn account yet? Please create one tonight. Please create one as soon as possible. If you are B2B, business to business, definitely create a LinkedIn account, okay? I know businesses who don't have a LinkedIn account yet, okay? We're not going to be talking about you until you create a LinkedIn account, okay? Because there's no point in saying, I am a business, but I don't have a business account. You will be surprised how many businesses don't have a LinkedIn account yet, okay? So please create a LinkedIn account and connect to us, okay? Connect with us. Go to Zara Camp, search Zara Camp on LinkedIn. Search me, Cyrus Kafash, on LinkedIn. Google us. Go to ChatGPT and search us, okay? ChatGPT already knows us. Why? Because we've been doing a lot of groundwork on how to make our business better known. So next thing you need to remember is skilled podcasters design content around audience psychology. So why should I hire someone like Zara? Because Zara knows TikTok like the back of her hand. Why? Because she spends a lot of time on there every day, right? She spends a lot of time Googling, how can I make my video better? How can I make my captions better? How can I make my audio better? So if someone's constantly is that active and is searching left, right, and center, why shouldn't I hire her? I should be hiring her right now, right? So if you want someone who knows how to make you look better, how to make you sound better, go to Zara Camp. Okay, so ZARACAMP, Zara Camp. So she's the collaborative director for Whisperboy. We are proud of her because of the hard work that she has been doing for the joint venture that we have been running for a while. So research ensures your podcast episodes solve real pain points. What do we mean by pain points? So let's say I sent someone to Zara, and I say to them, go and find Zara, and that person goes and finds Zara, and they have a conversation. Zara does a market research and finds out, as an example, if you're a coach, what your future customers are suffering with, what their pain point is, what is it they're complaining about, and then she basically finds out what you should be saying and doing, what you should be wearing, the way you should sound like, the way you should look like in front of the camera, what visuals you should be using, and what things you should be saying, or what thing you should be avoiding. So you are fully aligned with your target audience. Remember, if you're not clear on your target audience, your message will fail. It will not. It's like sending recorded delivery to someone, right? So you should get the address right before your package gets delivered to the address, right? That's something that Zara makes sure of. Okay, so she makes sure your message gets to your target audience correctly and loudly, right? So one of the things that I've noticed that Zara does, and I do myself as well, we sit down with the CEO and first find out what the problem is. Okay, some people come to us and say, can I buy the package? Can I buy your medium package, your large package, premium package? And the first thing I would tell them is, why is it you try to buy it? Okay, we're not eBay, we're not Amazon. We need to sit down with you first and understand, because what we provide is a service, and it's a bespoke service, right? We need to sit down with you. You have one session with her, one session with me, right? We sit down with you and find out first how we can help you and what we should be doing to help you. But because if I can't understand your problem, how can I solve it? Right? If I don't know what is wrong with you or your business, how can I heal you or your business? Right? If I don't know, so imagine if I go to a doctor and say, doctor, please heal me. Something's wrong with me. And the doctor says, so what are your symptoms? What is it that you're suffering with? Talk to me. If I sit across the doctor on a chair and just look at the doctor, do you think the doctor will be able to help me? No. They need to know what my symptoms are, what my problem is, right? So your target audience, you need to have clarity about your target audience. My target audience, generally speaking, is CEOs. So this group of people is somewhere between people in their 20s to the 60s, generally speaking, right? Between 20s and 60s. And are they male? Are they female? You never know. Okay, depends if that CEO or the director is a male person or a female person. Are they educated? Are they not educated? You never know until you sit down with them and find out what they've studied, what their experiences are. Have a look at their CV on LinkedIn. And how can I do that if you don't have a LinkedIn account? You get my point, don't you? So you need to create a LinkedIn account. I can't stress enough. You need one of those. Number 3, storytelling and brand voice. This is where Zara shines. Predominantly, this is where Zara shines, because she sits down in front of the camera, but before that, before every sentence she says, she does, like, I don't know, 45 minutes, 1 hour, talks to this person, talks to that person, Googles things, goes to DeepSeek, goes to ChatGPT, does a lot of stuff. Zara, would you please talk us through what is it when CEO comes to you, before you tell their story in front of the camera? Because I know people are right now, people are hiring to do this job. Nobody can explain it better than you can. Please tell our audience, what is it that you do prior to elevating a brand on your own socials first and then on theirs? Please talk us through that. Thank you.
Okay, so to begin with, when you come to me as a CEO and you want to come onto my podcast, Real Talk Reclaimed, what I need to try and understand is what angle are you getting at? What do you want to achieve? My podcast is not about coming for a chat, right? My podcast, a lot of the material that I record is repurposed and reused. I use Creator Insight to be able to understand if I am promoting you on TikTok, I need to know what is, I guess, what's important, what everybody is talking about, what everybody is interested in. Normally, before you come onto my podcast, you have to sit with me for 45 minutes and tell me who you are. Now, the reason I do that is because I like to know the individual and understand their angle, to understand their brand voice. There is no reason you coming to babble to me and waste half an hour of my time. Come and babble to me for 45 minutes and you can waste maybe 10, 15 minutes of my time. But the reason that I do the whole 45 minutes before I actually do the podcast is to try and understand what is it you're trying to do? What is your aim? What is your purpose? What is your reasoning behind it? Every single CEO or every single coach or every single person who is a business owner who has come to me has said to me, I would like to understand how podcasting promotes my brand. And that's a very good point, to be able to understand. An individual comes to you because they understand your repurposing, you know the market, you do your research, you understand who they are. Sometimes when I have a guest on who is very popular, for example, what I try and do is I go onto YouTube and find if they are on YouTube. I try and make sure that if they are on YouTube, I take their links. So the idea of the 45 minutes before I actually have the interview is with them is to promote them before they come on. Sometimes I don't do that because what I like to do, like today with Keith Keller, he said to me, it's nice that you don't introduce the guest, you let the guest introduce themselves. But the reason I do that is because I already know who you are, but the listeners need to understand who is speaking at that particular moment. So the first 45 minutes with me, without recording anything, is about you, who you are, what you want to achieve. Then when you come on, you are speaking to an audience. You're no longer speaking to me. Podcasting is not about sitting in your living room or, I don't know, in a studio chit-chatting. It's no longer about that. Podcasting promotes your business if you know exactly what you're doing. So that's exactly what I do, Cyrus.
Thank you so much, Sarah. That explanation was quite inclusive, wasn't it? So when it comes to storytelling and brand voice and the way your brand sounds, you need to ask your podcasting team, the one that you want to hire to do your podcast, you need to ask them, will you capture my story and my values? I hope the answer is yes. You need to also, so another item you need to remember is strong teams act as brand custodians. So you need a strong podcasting team who kind of adopt your brand, right? So they need to care about your brand, and they need to feel that this is their own brand that they're actually protecting, right? They need to be advertising and promoting your brand as if your brand was theirs, right? So care is very important when it comes to podcasting, caring about the client's brand. So storytelling doubles as subtle sales, right? So let me explain about a really important rule in sales. People love to shop, but they hate being sold to. So if I, sometimes on Facebook, on LinkedIn, you see pushy salespeople. They push and push and push, right? What happens when salespeople push? you push back. Even if you need that product desperately, right? So I sometimes get people who come to me and say, "Oh, let me create a podcast for you." I'm like, "Really? You want to create a podcast for me? Do you know what I do?" So that tells me you haven't studied my business yet. Okay? You haven't. So it's like me going to KFC and say, "Can you buy some fried chicken from me?" That sounds silly, doesn't it? Right? I'm not going to go to Ferrari and say, "I'm going to buy a car for you. I'm going to create it. I'm going to create a car for you. Will you buy it from me?" No. Okay. So study your target audience, understand them. Okay. And when people come to me and say, "I want to create a podcast for you, I want to promote your podcast," I'm like, "Do you know what we do?" Okay. And but obviously I'm nice to them, but deep inside, it makes me wonder, how do you run a business? How do you still have a business? Or is it really a business? So you need to understand your target audience before you approach them, right? Or at least ask them, what is it that you do? That would be a much better question. That would be a much better approach than saying, "Can I promote your podcast?" Right? Because that's what we're doing already, right? So know your target audience, and be clear about what you providing and what they need. Be clear about it. Next, out of 10 things a CEO must consider before hiring a podcast management team is production quality. We are big on production quality. Why? Because why not? because poor quality won't create authority, right? It won't create. So if you guys remember, there was this company called Wish.com. Do you remember Wish? WISH. Are they famous for quality? No. So Wish.com, they failed as a brand which provides quality. Okay, it provides products, right? The same thing is happening with Timo, right? They provide products, but they're not quality products, right? So, as an example, if you want to give a quality product to your sister for her wedding, would you go to Timo? Hell no. Why is it? Right? So there's two people in front of this camera. Neither of us is willing to give our sisters a wedding gift from Timo. Why? You should ask yourself, right? So they have failed as a brand that sells quality. They have succeeded as a brand that sells stuff. Okay? But you're not going to give stuff to your sister as a wedding gift. You want to give your sister a gift that she will always remember as a token of your love and care for her, right? To show her, look, I care about you, right? And I care about you so much. I didn't go to Timo. So, sisters, if there are any sisters on this program watching tonight, remember, be nice to your brothers and sisters. Otherwise, they will buy your wedding gift from Timo. Be nice. So, next. We were talking about production quality. A podcast is your brand's voice. Let's give your podcast a voice, right? That's why people come to me. That's why people come to Zara. Please give my business a voice. Poor sound is poor credibility. Believe it or not, that's how the market works. Poor sound is poor quality. Poor credibility. Poor sound quality is poor credibility. Broadcast level quality builds trust. Quality builds trust. Okay, I have a song about quality and trust. I might play that later. So exceptional sound keeps listeners for longer. Yeah. So how long would you like your listeners to watch your podcast or listen to your podcast? How long? Now, Zara, would you please talk to us about quality? Because 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I'm not going to name any names, but you brought me a file, and that ruined my week. I'm not going to name that person, but it was awful. That quality was bad. There was motorcycles running in the background. So Zara, talk to us about the importance of quality and how it builds trust. Unmute, please, Zara. Zara, please unmute.
Oh, sorry. I was laughing to myself. Luckily you didn't hear what I said. Leave that. Okay, anyways, we are not magicians, right? If you are going to send me a clip and expect me to remove the motorbike, the child, the people in the restaurant next door, the women chatting across the road, please don't send me audio like that, because when you send me audio like that, it's a nightmare. When your production, if you're going to send me, if I ask you to tell me what you're about, sit in the wardrobe if you have to. Okay, just send me an audio note. Do not sit and in the middle of it's kind of like, oh my god. Anyways, remember, production quality is very, very, very important, because if you don't have production quality and there are bits that we can fix, we'll be able to fix them. But if your production quality is terrible because you have not taken advice that a podcaster like Cyrus and a podcaster like myself and podcastologists like us tell you, then your credibility is, I don't know where it is. So please, if you're going to send or you're going to start a podcast, try and focus on looking for the quiet places. Sit somewhere that's quiet. I'm sure there's somewhere that's quiet. Sit somewhere that's quiet. Make sure that your signal is good, because I don't need to have to adjust as much as you think. But yes, it is. Please, guys, if you're going to try and become a podcaster, I beg you, please do not sit in the middle of the market and try and send me a recording and say, this is why I want to podcast, because I won't understand what to do with that. But explain to me, my quality is bad, what do I do? And I'll tell you what to do. But don't send me terrible videos, please. I'm not dealing with them. No more. Cyrus, I cannot do this. Anyway, leave that person alone. Don't comfort them. Cyrus, leave them alone.
So yeah, it is sometimes really frustrating when people send us a file and the quality isn't where it's supposed to be, right? In the end, sometimes we have to ask the client, you need to re-record this, because we cannot it will not pass our quality control test, because if it fails quality control test, there's no point in putting it on any platform, right? So not having that file is better than having it anyway. So don't be too idealistic, right? Don't be too picky or too idealistic, but at the same time have some minimum requirements, right? There should be some minimum requirement level that you will have to maintain. So remember, quality builds trust. So now let me see. Okay, let's see if we can play this. 。
quality sound. I guess they're trying though, Cyrus.
Yeah. So I'm going to play something for you guys. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys.
Mm.
Quality builds trust. Quality demands attention. It shows you mean business. It reveals your intention. Quality builds trust. Quality demands attention. Your crystal clear voice lands on ears in every direction. Get rid of the fog and your truth sparks invention. Your powerful voice.
Okay. So, how was that, Zara?
It was very good in the beginning, and then I think there was problems with the ending part. So it started to like crackle towards the end. Was it supposed to do that? It was supposed to do that.
No, it's just network,
Oh.
unfortunately.
Oh.
No, it wasn't supposed to do that. It was a network,
No,
unfortunately.
the
So,
beginning. Yes, the beginning was very focused on particular sounds, and then it draws you in. It draws you in.
yeah. So the message is quality builds trust, right? So I'm not sure if the audio was shared with people. Did you guys hear the audio? Did you hear the song?
Yes, the beginning bit.
The beginning bit, okay. So if you think it wasn't played properly, you're gonna make sure people can hear it properly. I'm sorry if you guys didn't hear it. We're gonna play it again. Okay. Can you hear it now? Yeah.
Quality builds trust. Quality demands attention. It shows you mean business. It reveals your intention. Quality builds trust. Quality demands attention. Your crystal clear voice lands on ears in every direction. Get rid of the fog and your truth sparks invention. Your powerful voice resonates through every dimension. Quality builds trust. Quality demands attention. Your crystal clear voice lands on ears in every direction. Get rid of the fog and your truth sparks invention. Your powerful voice resonates through every dimension.
Okay, so what was that? Was that better this time?
Yes, we heard it all.
Yeah, okay, that's
It's
good.
very,
That's
very
good.
good.
Thank you. So if you're watching this, guys, please remember you need videos like this to communicate with your market, with your target audience, right? Quality builds trust. So that's the song I was talking about. I think I made this last year or something, or maybe, yeah, it was last year. So it is like short music videos like this that you can put on your website, right? So you need to communicate and connect with your audience, and then your audience will little by little will become loyal, will turn into loyal customers. So if you need a video like this, please let Zara know and we will create one for you, by the way. So number 5 out of the 10 things a CEO must consider before hiring a podcast management team is consistency and scheduling. So reliable publishing builds loyalty. So that means if I know for a fact that Zara publishes on Saturday at 11 a.m., I will definitely go to her TikTok on Saturday at 11 a.m. Right? So because I know for a fact that she likes what she does, that's why she's doing it consistently. If you don't love what you do, just do something else. Don't get into podcasting. You need to love it. You need to feel the need for it, right? And if your business is mature enough to know that podcasting is essential, please definitely either create a podcast yourself or hire a podcasting team, and definitely publish at the same time every week or every month, or if it's daily, at the same time every day. Weekly shows outperform sporadic ones. So if I create an episode one day when I feel like it, and don't create an episode when I don't feel like it. That doesn't mean your business is consistent. Your podcast won't work. Okay, please do not create when you feel like it. And if you feel that you are, obviously you know yourself better, right? You know yourself best. If you feel you don't have the time, or you don't have the energy, get someone else to do it for you and pay them, right? Because, as they say, marketing is one of those things that you will pay for one way or another, if you know what I mean, right? Marketing is one of those products that everyone pays for one way or another. What do I mean by that? You either pay for it to pay a professional to do it for you, or your business will pay for it in a negative way, right? And that you pay for it by going through the consequences of not having a voice in the market. Okay, always ask yourself, who is my customers buying their product from right now? Right? You need to ask yourself, if your customers are not coming to you, where are they? I have bad news for you. They are buying it from your competition. And if they are already buying it from you, I have bad news for your competition, because they're buying it from you. You don't let them go to your competition, right? Because you have a prominent voice in the market, and people are attracted to you in the market. They come to you. Why is it that Zara has a queue of 3 months? Because she has been working in the market for a while. Obviously, you have only 24 hours per day. You have your job, you have your business. You can't call everyone, and the list gets accumulated on and on and on. And so that's the reason why now she's going to hire someone else and get them the leads to call them, etc., etc. So if you have too many leads and you don't know how to convert them, we know people who can help you with that as well. Let us know, and we will assist you with that problem as well. But don't let your leads go to waste, because they will not stay. Okay, the market and the target audience are loyal to some extent. Okay, they're not loyal to you unconditionally. Okay, so please be loyal to your customers, be respectful of their time, and they will be loyal to you, and they will be respectful of your product and services and your time. So back to the point we were making. Weekly shows outperform sporadic ones. So be consistent. If it's weekly, do it same time every week. If your show is weekly. So systems prevent missed deadlines. So if you have a system in place, like for audio, I use this software. For video, I use that software. It takes me 25 minutes to create the file, and I have a system for it in place. So if you have a system in place, you will not miss the deadlines, and you will always keep your customers happy, and you will be able to publish at the same time, because you know how long it's going to take, you know what you're going to do, and you already have a system in mind, right? Number 6, growth and distribution strategy. Before a CEO hires a podcast management team, someone like us, they need to be clearly explain to the podcasting team, this is what I need. So SEO and smart titles drive discoverability. That's something that me and Zara have been working on for a long while. So search engine optimization, using the right titles that makes your business discoverable. You will not be invisible anymore, right? So what's the point of having a fantastic business, being a fantastic expert, but hiding under Harry Potter's invisibility cloak, right? So you need to bring yourself to your audience attention. Okay, You want ears and you want eyeballs on your business so people can see you, fall in love with you and your product and services, and approach you and buy your services and products. If it's not happening currently, talk to us. We will help you with it. So, analytics guide platform strategy. So, after this is what Zara does all the time, checking the statistics and analytics, checking the KPIs, and so every weekend, and finding out how the podcast episode or how the business has been performing is a must. Okay, so you need to check your stats, your statistics every weekend and find out how your business has been performing for that week. Then, based on how well or how badly the product or service or podcast has been performing, you need to re-strategize. Okay, so if you don't know there is a problem, how can you solve it? Right? So you need to know where the problem is so you can address that problem. Growth means reaching the right listeners. Some people come to me and say, I have 20,000 listeners or downloads every week. I'm like, okay, that's well and good. But how many of them turn into customers? Right? People just come to you and listen. You're wasting their time, they're wasting yours. What's the point in that? What problem are you solving? What product are you selling? If people aren't buying your products and services, that means they do not believe you as a problem solver yet. But there are ways around that. Don't worry. So, growth and distribution strategy. So you need to have you or your podcast team needs to have a growth and distribution strategy. What is your distribution strategy? Which platform is your highest? Are you better known on Spotify, or do people love you on Apple platform? Or people like you on TikTok the best? Okay, so you need to find out where is it that people have welcomed you and push more products and services and videos and audio files to that platform. Don't ignore the rest of the platforms, okay? But put your focus on that platform. So, number 7, content repurposing. That's where Zara shines. Zara, please talk to us about repurposing in 30 seconds so we can go ahead and talk about number 8.
Okay, so content repurposing. The idea with repurposing is to direct people towards your main content, I guess. So repurposing is sort of like, do you know the story of, this isn't going off topic, by the way, Cyrus, but do you know the story of Hansel and Gretel, and they put the bread on the floor and they get to in order for them to get home, right? Breadcrumbs, yes. So repurposing is like breadcrumbing, right? So you're breadcrumbing your way to where you want your viewers to see you, mostly where your main content is. Content repurposing is very important because it allows people to see the snippets and back scenes of what you're actually producing. So one episode should fuel your blogs, your posts, your clips. You should understand that when you are a content creator or you're using it for content creation, you need to produce high quality things. Like use tools like CapCut, use tools like TikTok, TikTok is not really a tool, right? But TikTok has a lot of different plugins that you can use. Also, make sure that when you repurpose, there needs to be an objective. There needs to be a reason. You cannot just repurpose something because you like your face, or you repurpose something because you like what you've just said. You need to make sure, go to creator content, make sure that you understand what you are repurposing and direct it at whichever audience it may be. If I am repurposing on TikTok, then I make sure that I am cutting out clips, I guess, that are going to be with those viewers and that audience because they're one market. If I'm taking that and then putting it on LinkedIn, it's a completely different market. So I'm repurposing on 4 different platforms with the idea and the understanding that the people, the viewers, or people who are interested in what they need to see, they are understanding the snippets of the bigger picture. So it depends on where you're posting. But that's what I mean by it.
Absolutely. Thank
Repurpose,
you.
repurpose.
Repurpose. Thank you so much, Zara. That's what I suppose. That's why people pay you. You know these things, and I'm grateful you are sharing it with people for free. And one of the things you need to do for other people, whatever your business is, you need to have some sort of product for people that enables them to sample and
Solving
taste your
problems.
business. Yeah. So
Yes.
sample and taste. So some people, some really smart cake shops, what they do is they send one of their boys, one of their girls with a tray outside the shop, and you can imagine like it's 12:30 in the afternoon. People are hungry. They send the cake outside, and they cut one cake into 20 pieces, and every person, every passerby, every person who's passing by gets one small piece of that tasty cake, right? So you need to do that. This is what we are doing here right now. Okay, so we are enabling people to taste our product and our service, right? This is what we do. So please remember. Go on,
Cyrus,
sorry.
can I say something quickly?
Mhm.
In relation to EEAT, so the abbreviation of EEAT, have you heard about it in content creation and repurposing? So
Please go
you
for
have
it.
experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. So it is actually EEAT. Make sure that your content is user intent to solve a problem. It is EEAT. Experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. If you are a brand and you want to take over the market, make sure you eat, right? Make sure that you eat, basically.
That is
That's it.
amazing. That is amazing. Zara, this is why you're on this show. Honestly, this is why you're on this show. Um, one of the great qualities in Zara Camp is that she knows how to teach it and she knows how to do it. That's why people approach us. Same thing with me. I know how to teach it. I know how to do it. So some people approach us and hire us as a podcast manager. Some people approach us and hire us as podcasting coach. So how is it that you feel that your business needs us? Do you want us to teach you and train you on becoming becoming a podcaster, or do you want us to do the podcast for you on your business's behalf? Also, another thing that is going to be helpful to you, we know all the right guests for your type of business. Okay, so if you feel like you need to be on someone's podcast, let us know. If you feel like you need someone on your podcast, also please let us know. Your episode with Keith Keller is one of the best things, best episodes I have ever seen you. I have ever seen you create. Zara, thank you so much for creating it, and congratulations on having such a successful episode. I listened to it and I loved it.
More to come,
Somehow,
More to
yes,
come.
absolutely. Somehow, it gave me a feel of what the Fontaine that you created with Fontaine, because it was honest, it was energetic, and you brought the best performance out of that CEO for the viewers. That's why What the Fontaine has become more and more popular within the past few weeks. Keith Keller is one of those episodes. Guys, if you haven't searched Keith Keller, definitely Google him right now. He's a genius with audio. We love him. We love him.
Cyrus is currently repurposing. So
Absolutely.
Substack, SoundCloud, Spotify, and so find Keith Keller. He's online currently. Go and say hello
Yeah.
to him.
It's fantastic. He's phenomenal. Despite the huge success that he has achieved throughout the years, he's so down to earth. I don't know many people who are like him. So he's successful. He's popular, but at the same time, he's approachable, and he's effective in his advice as well. So he can sit down with you and say, "This is what you need. This is the equipment you need," and he gives you all the statistics that you need about your microphones or audio interface, and he's that. Let me put it this way: everyone needs a friend like Zara Camp. Everyone needs a friend like Keith Keller, right? And also, who was the other one? Americo. Americo is a good one as well. I like him. He basically he's quite elaborate on the advice that he gives as well, and he describes things really well. I have sat down with him on Keith Keller's show, and he's phenomenal as well. They both are. The next, so we were on number 7, right? Yes. Okay. So we were talking about content repurposing, right? So sample, and repurpose, right? So put your item on blogs. Put your podcast episode on blogs, right? Use ChatGPT. Put your what's the word? Put your script. Put your script on ChatGPT. You can. No. I mean, before you go for the clip, put your script in ChatGPT. Get ChatGPT to analyze it, and get it to repurpose it for all different written platforms, text platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook. Repurpose it there. Then put your episode either as an embedded file or as an uploaded file on your desired platforms. If you have a podcast website, put it on your podcast website. If you have a website, put it on your website. Okay, so you need to be present on all platforms. 1 or 2 of the platforms will welcome you better than the rest of the platforms. Then focus on those couple of platforms, right? But you won't find out until you do it. Okay, so repurpose, right? So and if you don't know how to repurpose the content, if you have tons of recording, I know people like you. If you are a person who has a lot of recording, a lot of you have a database, a hard disk full of recorded data, come to us. We will repurpose it for you, and we turn it into evergreen content. Evergreen means you can use it all the time for the rest of your life, because it will contain your message, right? So we will cut off the bits that you don't need, and we will keep the bits that you need to put on your desired platforms. So number 8, before you hire a podcasting management team, you need to ask them, is there a revenue plan? Just find out if they have a revenue plan. A podcast must link to pipeline growth. So basically, it should create leads for you. Yeah, in simple terms, a podcast should result in more sales. Okay, at least that's the way we see it. Okay, a CTA, or call to action, almost all of us know what a CTA is. Call to action, right? So at the end of the episode, you need to tell people what is it that they need to do, which results in solving their problem. What is it that you expecting people to do at the end of the episode, right? So let them know, and 80% of the time people do it, right? 80% of the listeners on that's why podcast is a very, very, that's how a podcast is such a effective tool. Okay, it is powerful. Okay, a podcast is a powerful tool. CTA, call to action, converts listeners into leads, and converts leads into buyers, customers and buyers. Okay, that's what you need. That's what your business needs. Okay, so please remember, you need to add some fresh blood to your business. If you need to add some fresh oxygen to your business, you need a podcast for it. You need a YouTube channel for it. Okay. You need a massive megaphone for your business, and that would be your podcast, right? So that was number 8, return of investment and monetization. Always think monetization, because what's the point of having a podcast and just talking and talking and talking and not getting paid for it? So if I had the choice between having a podcast and not getting paid for it and having a podcast and getting paid for it, it's a no-brainer, right? I would like to have the podcast which pays me, right? So I would go for the latter, not the former. Number 9. We're nearly there, Zara, aren't we? Guest strategy and networking. Guests elevate credibility, right? Now, just to give you Keith Keller again, why do you think we have the likes of Keith Keller on our show? He's famous, he's successful, and he's a successful podcasting host. Why wouldn't we invite him to our shows? We are about making people famous and successful podcasting hosts. So the ultimate goal is to create the likes of Keith Keller. We invite him to show people what they need to do to become successful like him, right? So that's why we bring people like him to the show. Now, guests elevate credibility. Podcasts create networking leverage. What do we mean by networking leverage? If I have 20,000 followers and Zara has 20,000 followers, I don't have 20,000 followers anymore. I have 40,000 followers, because the content that we are creating is shared between the both of us, right? And she doesn't have 20,000 followers anymore. She has 40,000 followers. Now, imagine Keith has 20,000 followers. What does that mean for all three of us? We all are sharing a pot of 60,000 followers, right? That's how networking helps all three of us, okay? Work smart, not just hard, okay? Work smart. So, guests bring their audience too. That's the point I was trying to make, right? Guests bring the audience, because what do you think Keith's fans are going to do? They're going to find out. They're going to try to find out what was Keith saying on Zara's podcast, right? And we've had a lot of positive feedback about that, even though it's been just hours after that episode. And I am so pleased with that episode. I loved it. And to the point, I was thinking maybe we should ask Keith to add his song, because he creates songs with artificial intelligence as well. Maybe he needs to add one of his songs to that episode as well. He's a phenomenal personality. Definitely Google him. The next point is number 10. Out of 10 things a CEO must consider before hiring a podcast management team. Long-term scalability. Okay, you want to scale your business, you want to scale your show, and you want to have a podcast, right? Now, how should you do it? You need to talk to that podcasting team and say, is this just episodes, or is it evergreen library that you are creating for me? Are you creating just episodes for me? Or are you giving me evergreen content? Evergreen means it never gets old. It never goes out of fashion, right? As an example, I'm going to give you an example right now. Always respect your customers. That's a message to everyone, right? Always respect your customers. Understand them and provide the best service for them. Provide the best service to them. Now, I'm going to cut this and put it on TikTok, put it on Instagram. I'm going to put it on Instagram and TikTok today. I'm going to do it on Christmas. I'm going to do it next year, and for the next 10 years. I'm going to cut this podcast this podcast clip and put it on those platforms. Do you think it will go out of fashion? It won't go out of fashion. No. Respect is respect. It's evergreen. It's like a tree that has always green leaves on it, right? It's evergreen. So that's a helpful message as well. Respect your customers. Why? Because they will respect you back. The law of reciprocity says when you respect your market, the market respects you, right? So I have noticed that CEOs of companies that are respectful, this is what Sean Michael was saying last night. Respect the CEO and respect the janitor the same. Respect them, respect them, respect them. You never know where your next biggest project is going to come from, right? Because that CEO, that driver, that salesperson, that teacher have families. They also know other CEOs who need your services. They will connect you. Be respectful to your market, and your market will elevate you, right? That's a business secret, guys. Many people know it, but they don't apply it. You might as well apply it if you know it. Respect your market. So we're going to finish the last point, guys. So you ask your podcasting team, are you going to give me just episodes, or are you going to give me evergreen library of content, right? Evergreen library of content. Yes, of course. Of course, Zara would say that. A scalable podcast adapts to new tools and platforms, right? So if your podcasting team is capable of pivoting, they will be able to scale your business to higher levels, right? And they will be able to adapt to new tools and platforms. Some people believe it's always the survival of the fittest. That's not the case, guys. That is not the case. It's the survival of the most adaptable. It's not the fittest. You can be the fittest in the market and yet go out of business. And COVID taught us that bitter lesson. We learned that from COVID. A lot of good businesses went out of business because they weren't adaptable. Okay? They didn't move fast. They didn't adapt fast. They didn't create podcasts. They didn't create online. They didn't turn to online platforms. They were still trying to work face to face, right? They were still trying to work face to face. Now imagine a company that sells smiles, right? The company tells you, we give you a nice smile. Okay. Now imagine during COVID, everyone was wearing masks. How can you sell a nice smile behind a mask? You can't do that in a face-to-face environment. But if you turn to social media, you can do that. A lot of people realized that and quickly moved to social platforms, and they made millions because they adapted quickly and adapted when they were supposed to adapt to the new rules and new platforms. So please make sure your business is adaptable. So think of it as a permanent brand archive. So the evergreen podcast that the evergreen content that you're creating, it turns into a library. You can put it on your website and ask people to download it. Why is it that some people don't have enough traffic? They come to us and say, I don't have enough traffic. People don't come to my YouTube channel. They don't come to my website. Not many people come to my website. Do you give them enough reasons to come to your website? Have you created enough evergreen content and have you put it on your website? Have you got helpful stuff on your website, which is inviting to people, right? So as an example, I'm going to ask you guys to go to our YouTube channel, Whisperboy Official, and watch our previous episodes. So our previous episode was "10 CEO challenges solved by professional podcasters, right? If you're a CEO who thinks, no, I don't have any problems, my business is fine, that's your biggest problem, right? Is your business future proof? That's the question you need to ask yourself, because things are changing quickly, okay? The things you knew yesterday are becoming obsolete tomorrow, very fast, right? Very, very fast. Artificial intelligence is not coming. It has already arrived. We are becoming aware of it little by little, right? We are arriving at that conclusion. It's already there, right? So, and artificial intelligence is costing us some jobs, some low skill jobs are being sacrificed. And if your business is one of those businesses that hasn't got artificial intelligence involved in it yet, let us know. We know people who are already doing it. We will put you in touch with them. And we are doing it ourselves. We will help you how to integrate artificial intelligence in your business. So thank you so much for your time and your spending your valuable time with us. And thanks for your attention today to our show. Our lovely friends actually attended on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Thank you so much for joining. I'm gonna be talking about Whisperboy products and our top 10. By the way, if you have a podcast and you want to appear on our top 10, you know who to talk to. Zara Camp. You need to talk to Zara Camp. And you can talk to myself. So if you already have shows and you want to put them on Readers TV, you can do what LinkedIn's one of LinkedIn's most famous authors has done. You can send us the episode, and I'm talking about any old song. You can send us your episode, and we will put it on Readers TV. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen right now, and as you can see here, any old song, his episode on Wednesday, 27th of August. It's not so long ago. It is on YouTube. He sent us the link, and we put it on Readers TV. What Readers TV does is that it connects authors who have written books, coaches who have coaching courses, connects them to readers and other service users, right? So authors get connected to readers. What do authors need? Readers. What do readers need? Books. So we connect these two together to each other on readerstv.com. Now I'm going to let Zara do us a favor and explain about Podcastologist shop, our products.
Can I just say, Cyrus, something? For those of you who are watching and messaging me in chat, I'll get back to you as soon as I finish this. So, sorry, guys. In relation to the first thing, which is the Podcastologist production package. So, guys, if you are considering becoming a podcast, creating your brand and standing out within the market, we have a couple of packages that are there. So as you can see, if you go down to the starter package where you have one episode, that's music, sound effects, editing and quality, and branding consultation. So it's basic branding advice. What I recommend is to go for the advanced package, because with the advanced package, if you go down to the point where it says domain and website, as Cyrus mentioned yesterday, the consultation for creating a professional podcast website with essential features. There is no reason coming and having one episode. It would be better to have 5 episodes, to have the domain, to have the website, to make sure that you have your enhanced audio, the comprehensive editing. The thing that costs is the website, because it takes a lot of time to create the domain, to make sure that the website fits, to make sure that you are there present on the SEO. Now, if you go down, Cyrus, is there anything else you wanted to add there, Cyrus, to it?
10, number 10.
Number 10.
10 episodes.
So
Premium package.
the 10 episode, the premier package, I would recommend this for anyone who is in B2B, who is recently thinking of either rebranding or joining a market that is growing. The reason I'm saying this is because the 10 episode includes the marketing strategy. You have the in-depth consultation. Myself and Cyrus, we will spend hours with you creating whatever you want, going through all of the details immaculately so you will understand marketing strategies, the whole social media, which myself and I, we do it all currently. You having audience engagement, you're maximizing your reach, not only on just one social media platform. It's good having a website, but who is going to find it? Who is your target audience? So think of that. When you think of monetization advice, so you will get monetization advice from myself and Cyrus, and then the promotion part. The promotion part, which is the 10 promotional sessions in LinkedIn Live. So you will be with us from the 10 episodes. If you wanted to start your own podcast, I would recommend going for the 10 episodes because you get so much of our time and so much of our expertise. And, you know, like Cyrus said earlier on, 20 and 20 and 20 is how many? 60,000 people. Out of those 60,000 people, I'm sure a handful at least you may have, but with us, you'll receive more than that. So guys, start with the 5, build your way up for the 10. But the first one, I don't recommend the first one because you're going to be left by yourself. And if we give you the horse and you don't know how to tame it, you're going to come back and need the 10 because we'll have to give you everything that horse needs, basically.
Yeah.
Yes. So guys, go on to whisperboy.com, look through the packages. Remember, if you're looking through the package and you join us, you are going to be in Whisperboy's top 10. And you will also be put onto Readers TV. Readers TV is watched by people who do not really have LinkedIn because LinkedIn is not accessible in some countries throughout the world. We were speaking about this earlier on, Cyrus, in relation to some countries do not allow you to be able to access particular things on LinkedIn. So Readers TV, go on to that. You'll see that there are shows there. The publisher. And thank you very much, Cyrus. And there we have it. So thank you very great. Okay, so feel free to contact myself and Cyrus. Find us on LinkedIn. Find us on whisperboy.com. Find us on Readers TV. Find us on zaracamp43@gmail.com and find Cyrus on Cyrus info at
same. Info at whisperboy.com and the same platforms that Zara is on. You will find me on as well, of course. And regarding the package that Zara was explaining about, the starter package. This is for people who want just one episode. And they just want to promote themselves and start. Basically, they come to us and say, "I have a launch. I want to launch a book, or I want to launch my coaching service, coaching business," and they get the one episode, and that would be like I want a Christmas party. We do that as well. Christmas is coming, by the way, guys. Christmas is coming. It's around the corner. If you're a business, remember, please, you do not think of Christmas promotions in November. You think of it from now, right? Businesses who have strong presence during Christmas, they start from August. They start from August and September, right? They start and develop and develop and develop, and they implement around Christmas time. Okay, so and for Whisperboy, me and Zara are going to have a Christmas one. And a New Year. I'm not sure about the New Year one yet, but we'll definitely have a Christmas
one,
special, and If you've been watching this show so far, guys, I am grateful. Thank you so much for watching the show so far. So we are near the end of the show now. If you have any questions, please send your questions to info@whisperboy.com. And also, please remember, your business deserves the best. If you don't feel that, if you don't feel you are the best business, that's probably why people walk by and go to the next business and buy their products from them. Why should we let the customer go to another business? The customer needs to come to us. We're hardworking, right? I'm talking about all of us, all of the CEOs, all of the decision makers watching this show right now. Okay. If you have a coaching service, if you are a publisher, if you are an author, remember, you deserve to be read and watched and listened to, right? People should not walk past you. You deserve people's attention because you've worked hard and your product is helpful, hopefully. Your product is helpful. Why shouldn't people pay attention to you? Why should they walk past your product without giving you a chance? And also, remember, if you feel your product deserves a chance, approach us. We are friendly. We won't bite. Okay? I promise. Let us know. Let us know how we can help you. Take care, guys. See you in the next one.
Ciao,
Thanks
ciao,
for watching.
bye.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
guys.